out there, great YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a movie review of a film that came out the end of November and is a prequel to a 4-movie series that, was pretty popular based off of a book. And we're going to get right into that. So before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I like great places, so definitely check those out. As always, people, let's get right into this. Welcome everybody to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing a movie review of a film that came out at the end of November and is a prequel film to a great book series that was turned into films back in the 2010s. And that, of course, is the film called The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah. So, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a prequel film to the original 4 Hunger Game films, and also is a prequel series of book that was created by the same author as well. Now, this, of course, is supposed to be several hundred years prior to Miss Katniss that was played by, of course, Jennifer Lawrence. And this actually is kind of, a origin story a little bit about certain characters that we, became very familiar with in the other Hunger Game films. Now, this film, of course, is, many years in the making. It took a while for them to make this. I mean, since the last film, which I think last one came out in, 2013, 2014, around that time frame. It's been quite a few years almost, almost a decade. And so, I was surprised when this was coming out and they were making this prequel film. And I remember seeing the trailer and going, that actually looks kind of interesting. Looks kind of good. Great cast, all that kind of good stuff. And I was just like, I should definitely check that out. So I ended up going to check it out, back when it first came out. And just finally getting around to doing the review now. But this film, surprisingly, was pretty damn good. I was actually really impressed with it. There was only one factor about this film I really didn't care for, but other than that, it was just a really fun film. Now, to start us off is none other than the director of this film, Mr. Francis Lawrence. Oh yeah, Francis Lawrence, woo, Francis Lawrence, yeah! So Francis Lawrence, you might recognize as a director that's directed a few different things over the years. He does a lot of fantasy films, he's done a lot of action films and all that kind of stuff. And just as an all-around, I think, a really great director. And pretty much any film he does, I really enjoy. Now, when it comes to this film, I think that he did a really good job of giving us a really solid kind of prequel film that really focused on what made the main character and why he became the evil dictator he was in the other Hunger Game films. And he did a really good job of bringing that writing to life and giving us this really solid film that was just really enjoyable. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Francis Lawrence has directed, definitely check out another great film that he directed that came out in 2005, and that is supposed to be getting a sequel here in the next couple years or so, and directed by him again. And that, of course, is the great Keanu Reeves-led film called Constantine. Yeah! Constantine, yeah! Absolutely love this film, and Francis did a great job with this film. I know it's not as super accurate to the comics as, how Constantine is in the comics, but this was a really solid film. Had great action in it, great writing, great actors. I mean, from Keanu himself to frickin' the gorgeous and beautiful Rachel Weisz to the hilarious Shia LaBeouf, to, of course, Tilda Swinton playing a great character, and, just a huge great cast that really made this film come alive. And I just thought it was a really solid, great adaptation of the comics that I thought was very successful and really well done. And I just think it really shows how great of a director Francis is and how great of an action eye he has. And also just kind of how good of a taste I feel he has for what he wants to bring into his films. And they're very solid films. And Constantine was just kind of that, I feel, precursor to how great of a director Francis Lawrence is in showing his great talent. If you have not seen anything else Francis Lawrence has done, check out Constantine. It was a really great film. But I thought he did a really good job with, Hunger Games prequel here. He gave us lots of great action. He gave us great dialogue. He gave us great actors that really brought it to this film. And just overall, he got the best performances I've seen, I feel, in a Hunger Games film. I really think this was better than majority of those other Hunger Games films. And I think that Francis did a great job at giving us that solid prequel film to really kind of flesh out this character in just a really solid film. If you haven't seen anything Francis Lewis has directed, definitely go check out Hunger Games in theaters now. He did a really fantastic job. So this movie has a really great cast, lots of great actors and actresses that provided great performances of these characters in the film, and just a really great knowledge into these characters that I thought all of them did very well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Rachel Zegler at all. I don't think she can act. I don't think she does anything good. So I was very happy that her role in this film was pretty limited, and when she was on screen, it was pretty, encompassed by the other characters, and I enjoyed that. Because I think she's very overrated, and I just don't care for her at all. And I just think that she doesn't bring any real funness to her characters or to any of the films she's been in. So I wasn't happy that she was in this film, but thankfully her performance and everything in the film did not drag the film down for me at all, and I was very happy with that. But to start off this amazing cast, who I really want to talk about is none other than a great actor who we all know from a slew of things over the years, and of course his most biggest and thing that comes to name, of course, is the great Game of Thrones, and that of course is Mr. Peter Dinklage. Oh yeah, Peter Dinklage, woo, Peter Dinklage, yeah! Absolutely love Peter Dinklage. He is so awesome. He has made so many great films over the years, and he's been, of course, he was Tyrone in the awesome Game of Thrones. He was also in X-Men Days of Future Past. I mean, he has done a whole bunch of things over the years, and he's always awesome. I love what Peter Dinklage brings to his characters. I love that he embodies his characters and gives us just really great, amazingly paced out and created characters that are just so enjoyable to watch. And he can do pretty much any type of genre. I mean, he's done comedy, he's done action, he's done drama, he's done voiceovers. I mean, everything he does, he always is really great. And I was very happy to see him in this film, because he was one of the reasons why I wanted to see this film. Now, if you're not familiar too much with Peter Dinklage's filmography, you should definitely check out this film that I think is one of my favorites of his. I mean, really showed his comedy chops in this film, and just his whole persona in this film was on point fun. And then, of course, the film called The Boss. Yeah, The Boss. Oh my god, this film is absolutely freaking hilarious. Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Bell, just a really fun comedy that Peter Dinklage was amazing in this film. He plays kind of the main villain of the film that's going against Melissa McCarthy's character, and his name is Ronald in the film, but he now decides to call himself Renaud, and it's freaking hilarious every time he says that, and just everything he brought to this character was on point, amazing hilarity, and just showed how great of comedic chops and just how good of an actor Peter is. And I just absolutely loved him in this film. If you have not seen him in The Boss, definitely go check it out now, because it is a really fantastic film, and he did such a great job. But overall, I really enjoyed his character in the Hunger Games prequel film. He just really embodied the character. It was really fun to watch him throughout the whole film, and kind of his outcome at the end of the film, too. And I thought that Peter did a great job of bringing that character life in, and how he interacted with everyone was on point for that character. Really well done. If you haven't seen Peter in anything recently, definitely go check him out in Hunger Games in theaters now. He was superb. So that brings me to the next actress I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than an amazing actress herself that I think is just absolutely fantastic. Always enjoy her in pretty much anything I've seen her in. And that, of course, is Miss Viola Davis! Oh yeah, Viola Davis, woo! Viola Davis, yeah! Viola Davis rocks. I absolutely love this woman. She is fantastic. She is always great in every movie I've seen her in. And I always love how she always brings that very kind of, angry person all the time. And that she just is always like, either she's angry or she's like the complete opposite all the time. And I love that's kind of like her kind of shtick with her acting. And I always think it's funny how she always like is either the maternal character or she's just like kind of that crazy character off to the left. And this is one of those roles where she just plays a really crazy character that's absolutely awesome. And I just really enjoyed her in this film. And I liked every little presence she brought to her character, the interactions with the different characters throughout the film, and just her whole kind of like crazy witch-like character in this film that was just really out there, but at the same time you're like, this is freaking cool. And I just really enjoyed her in this film. Now, if you haven't seen Viola Davis in anything else, I mean, which you can see her in a ton of other films. I mean, she was in The Help, she was in a slew of films over the years, and is just a really fun actress. But one of my favorites of hers is when she plays the great character Amanda Waller. And that, of course, is the film called The Suicide Squad. Yeah! The Suicide Squad. Yeah! Absolutely love her in this film. Her as Amanda Waller is perfection. She embodies Amanda Waller to the T from the comics, and I absolutely love it. And I mean, from her first, appearance as Amanda Waller, of course, back in the Suicide Squad film from 2016, she was on brand the whole time. And every time she subsequently has played this character, she is on point playing that same character, and she's fantastic. And I think that her best to date was in The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, because she just did an amazing job bringing that to life, bringing us even more of that character, and giving us a little bit more insight into that character of who Amanda Waller is, and just kind of the lengths she will go to get what she wants, and how she very much plays on her own side and not really with any other side, and does what she wants. And I think that Viola does a great job of just giving us a perfection performance of that. She is really fantastic in that. If you have not seen her in anything, definitely check her out in The Suicide Squad. She was absolutely amazing in it. But overall, I really enjoyed her in the Hunger Games prequel film. I loved her as that character. It was a really awesome character, and she really brightened the movie for me and just gave me a stellar performance that I really enjoyed. If you haven't seen her in anything recently, definitely go check her out in the Hunger Games in theaters now. She was really fantastic. So that brings me to the final person I'd like to talk about in this film, and that is none other than Cornelius Snow himself, Mr. Tom Blythe! Oh yeah! Tom Blythe! Woo! Tom Blythe! Yeah! So Tom Blythe, which I have never seen in anything else before, was the knockout star of this film. His interpretation of Donald Sutherland's younger self was on point amazing. Oh my god, I absolutely fell in love with him as soon as he started the film. He was fantastic. His performance, his reactions, his everything that he did with this character was amazing to me. And I just absolutely loved everything, how he evolved throughout the film and how it shows him turn into Donald Sutherland's version of Mr. Snow. And I thought that, Tom did such a great job of bringing that to life and just giving us this outstanding performance that I really feel he deserves some nominations, award-wise, because he was just so amazing in this. And, I mean, the scenes he had with, like, Rachel Zegler, the scenes where he had to, do things that were less than cordial were done so well. And you really felt like he was that character, and that's how good he was in this film. I really enjoyed him and thought he was really fantastic and just utterly amazing. And like I said, this is actually the first thing I've ever seen him in. I looked up to see what else he's been in. Haven't seen anything else he's been in, but he is an English actor that has been in a few different English series and stuff like that. And he's is really proven that he's an amazing actor just with this film. And I was blown away by him. Absolutely loved him in this film. I think one of my favorite sequences with him is when he's in the forest after Rachel Zegler's character disappears. And he's trying to find her. And he's got the guns and he's got to get rid of them and stuff like that. And he's kind of like, it's making him look like he's going insane, but he's really not. That, to me, right there, was such an amazing scene and showing how amazing of an actor Tom Blythe was. He was so well done in that scene. And I just throughout the whole entire film, loved him. absolutely thought he was a fantastic actor. Looking forward to seeing more from him. Hopefully we'll get more from him because he is just so awesome. And like I said, if you have not seen him in anything, definitely go check him out in Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. He was amazing, spectacular, and just awesome. Definitely go check him out, people. He was amazing. So what is the premise of The Hunger Games? The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Basically, this is showing you the rise of Mr. Snow and him becoming the dictator he is in the other Hunger Game films. Basically, his upcomings, his from the rags to riches he was to basically becoming that amazing or insane dictator that he is known as in the other Hunger Game films, and kind of just like the rise that he went through, like the people that helped him along, the incidences that basically forged him into who he is, and it was just a really well interpretation of that. Can't say enough good things about this film. I was really impressed with it, really enjoyed it. Lots of great sequences throughout the whole entire film. Like I said, that scene with him in the forest was amazing. Several of the scenes where he's interacting with them at the chambers where they host the Hunger Games. The sequences that he has conversations with Peter Dinklage, with Viola Davis were amazing. And just pretty much all the actors and actresses in this were all so awesome and so amazing in this that worked so well together and give this a really solid prequel film. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Really fun, really exciting, a really well done prequel that deserves a lot of praise for how good it is. Really great film. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Can't wait to own this in my collection. Really fun film. Haven't seen it? Go check it out now. Worth the watch, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget checking old or new videos but not seen mine yet. As always, people, I want to thank everyone, recent subscribers, new subscribers. You guys are rocking it. Thank you very much. But if you want to support for the channel, definitely check out my awesome Patreon page, where you can get all kinds of extra crucible by becoming a member of my Patreon. So definitely check that out, people. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content here, spread the word. I like to do things differently than others. I'm trying to do something different. So, I thank you all that are subscribed and watching. You guys are rocking it. As always, catch you in the next one.